to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit.
Hello, Antiochian men in the Diocese of Miami in the Southeast. It's good to be with you again. We have another episode for you in our Ask Father Hans series. And Father Hans, thank you for being with us and good morning.
Good morning, Michael.
Here's our next question. It has been difficult for me during this pandemic, especially because I haven't been able to go to confession or receive communion. Not knowing when I will be able to again is making it harder. Can you give me some guidance on this?
It would be the same guidance I gave in an earlier episode. Increase your prayer. Look, what sustains us is the very grace of God. We have to work. We know this. We know it theoretically. Now we're going to know it and learn it existentially. We are sustained by the very grace of God. When our soul is nourished, when we have occasions of joy and divine illumination, insight, those are the things that keep us strong. And it only comes with the right ordering of your heart. I always go back to Matthew. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. And we Orthodox, we really understand this, that the right ordering of the man begins with the purification of the heart and living a righteous life. What does it mean to live a righteous life? It means to live a rightly ordered life, to the measure that is your responsibility and within your power to reorder yourself on the inside, to seek God and to resist sin. If we do that, then what will happen is the grace that we need to persevere can be accessed. I'm not going to say God will give it to us. He desires us to have that. He's a benevolent God. He's done everything he could to give us his salvation. The experience with God, the acquisition of the grace he offers is the substance of our salvation. It's Christ who saves, which is to say, as our communion deepens with him, we are being saved. And that salvation is concrete, it's experiential, it's palpable, it's existential, and we define it as walking in this grace, which occurs when we seek him in prayer and when we purify our hearts. This hardship is the opportunity to actually increase in that measure. And in that way, to be a Christian means, and we talk a lot about this in Amen, to be a Christian, to be a son of God, means that as our communion with Christ deepens, we also increase our self-knowledge and become more of the man that God created him to be. So yes, I understand the frustration behind the question, but understand as well that this is an opportunity and at the same time a necessity for our deepening communion with Christ, the deepening of our own manhood, growing in maturity and sobriety. And look at it that way. Just look at it that way. It's like the beginning of a hard project. All right, the beginning of the hard project. We look at the project and we're almost overwhelmed. But if you have any experience, you realize that this project can be done, and it's done one step at a time, and you better begin that first step or nothing's ever going to get done. It's that kind of thing. And once you begin that first step and you do the second, what happens? You're given a rush of energy and at the same time a rush of vision, and you're in it and you continue it. And you realize too that if I do this step well, and I do the next step well, and the third step and the fourth step, by the time this project is done, I'm going to have built something that is very strong and enduring. Approach this difficulty with the same attitude, with the same frame of mind. And the work that God seeks to accomplish in us will indeed be accomplished. Read the scripture, read what the Apostle Paul says, that God himself is capable of completing the work that he has started in you. That's what the Apostle Paul teaches. This is that kind of a work. Take that frustration, man up, and do what needs to be done, and you will experience the grace of God. You will experience the strength and clarity of mind that you need, and what God seeks to accomplish will be accomplished, and you will be strong and you will be blessed.
Open to me the doors of repentance, O life giver, for my soul goes early to the temple of thy holiness, coming in the temple of my body, holy